Seoul, more than 3,000 people have signed papers to forego artificial life-extending treatment when they become incurably ill, in a pilot program leading up to South Korea's first well-dying law. The bill, passed in Parliament early this year after nearly 2 decades of debate, will go into effect next February. The trial, which started on October 23 after months of preparation for end-of-life care, will allow the authorities and hospitals to test public reaction and check what measures are lacking, said Vice Minister of Health Kwon Duk-cheol. We will respect a patient's will to die with dignity and do our best to guarantee the patient's well-being, he said in a statement. At least 7 people who joined the trial, which is conducted over 3 months at 13 hospitals around the country, have since passed on. The first is a man in his 50s, who died of gastrointestinal cancer last month. He had signed a physician order for life-sustaining treatment, which allowed him to reject 4 life-prolonging treatments: cardiopulmonary resuscitation, kidney dialysis, mechanical ventilation, and cancer medication. Doctors told local media the man was lucid when they explained the stages of end-of-life care to him, and he wished to suspend life support. Death is deemed a taboo subject in South Korean's Confucian society, which values respect for the elderly and taking care of aged parents. The well-dying law has been hotly debated since 2 doctors were convicted of assisted murder and given suspended prison terms in 1997 for pulling the plug on a brain-damaged patient at the request of his wife. Attitudes started shifting as the country tackled problems arising from a fast-aging society and increased elderly suicide rates. A 2009 landmark ruling by the Supreme Court for a hospital to respect a family's wish to remove life support for a 76-year-old comatose woman paved the way for a well-dying movement in the country. Surveys have shown that over 80 to 90% of Koreans did not want to receive life-prolonging treatment if they knew they were ill beyond recovery. Cancer is the top cause of death in South Korea. A total of 78,194 people died of cancer last year, accounting for 27.8% of total deaths, according to Statistics Korea. Heart-related diseases ranked second at 10.6%, followed by neurological illnesses, 8.3%. The well-dying law was passed on January 8, despite criticism from civic and religious groups who said it is immoral. A similar legislation was passed in Singapore in 1996, and in Taiwan in 2000. Pathology professor Yu Ian-sil of Seoul Asan Medical Center, who has written books about how to die well, said South Koreans should start opening up about the topic of death. In interviews with local media, she voiced hopes that the well-dying law can spark more discussions about end-of-life care. She also encouraged people to read and think about death in advance. Dr. Lee Dong-hyun from Kangbuk Samsung Hospital told the Straits Times that the new law would allow patients to make choices about their life and prevent excessive medical spending. But he warned of difficulties faced by doctors in deciding when it was the right time to stop treatment, and that legal protection should be provided for medical staff, in case of disputes from family members.